back to another edition of the John Wayne Surge Protector Podcast, a 6040 production. I'm Eric Halsey.
I'm Alex Midway. I'm not going to lie. Having you depressed and all down and not doing a gas, I can deal with that.
And that's how women rule the world, because after a year and a half of just, it's annoying. You don't get it now, and now you miss it.
Did you just assume my gender?
I did.
Fair enough. So it's the flag's here at 60-40 at half-mast because the USA is out and we can go back to not caring about soccer again. But I guess it kind of sucks that now all the countries that are hosting are no longer in the tourney.
Yeah, they in one fell swoop knocked out an entire continent. And you know what? As mad as I was last night, honestly, we probably should have been disqualified the second that giant orange turd called FIFA to complain about that BS red card, as per their own rules. So at least they let us get our boy back and go play just to get curb stomped 4-1.
Just getting dog walked 4-1 after daddy has to go talk to the principal to put the kid back in, Jesus. And you see that the team, after the game, they were doing the Trump dancing to it.
Yeah, the air. Let me give you a hand, brother. Yeah, they all made fun of us. Honestly, I've seen a couple other teams doing the same thing, and I can't be upset about them. This was absolute BS. If this was, Korea president, calling and screaming about a red card and then getting it overturned, we'd all hate them too. So yeah, this is us. We're the bad guys.
They even came out on Twitter and overturn this. I'm like, you know what? Respect. That's grade A trolling.
That was probably the second funniest thing I saw on the internet this week.
So
just a comment from the top rope.
Yeah, segueing off of that of who said it, and this is essentially a layup. If they beat us, they can be really proud. The other way, if they beat us, I'll say it was rigged. Just like the election was rigged in 2020. But I won't get into that.
This seems incoherent enough to be our fearless leader.
Look, the fact that he come out and said the silent part out loud, he's like, just anytime we lose, we'll just say it's rigged.
Dude, his idiots and the people benefiting from his dumbassery are we worried the cat's out of the bag? Could something corrupt and lying to the American people be happening on our watch? I don't know, man. It's weird.
So it's there's actually, if you follow us on YouTube or sometime watch some of the shorts, we're on there, JWSP Media. And one of the things that's been getting a lot of interaction, the one thing about the coffee, definitely a lot of people came out for that one. But the latest one was the Save America Act, and I had to explain to somebody, and I think I found a pretty good analogy. Let me know what you think about it. He's like, yeah, we need to save act because blah, 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 immigrants. I was like, all right, if I tell you that the reason the prices for eggs are going up is because there's a bunch of chickens at the stores buying up all the eggs, and now in order to stop this, we need to make sure that everyone has a ID identifying himself as not a chicken, and that's why we need to pass this law. Does that make sense?
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, because when you're talking eggs, you haven't even brought up the market manipulation going into the 2024 presidential election. I'm mad about eggs. I'm anti-egg now.
Yeah, but it's like when you say, all these illegal immigrants are voting, they're not. There's no proof of it. All these cases got struck down, and it's the same thing as, I'm going to make you have to get an ID to vote for a problem that doesn't exist. Why? It's not a rampant problem. It's a problem when you guys lose. But otherwise, no.
Yeah, so my whole thing is, as far as the Heritage Foundation, who are the rightiest of the rightest bunch of the worst people you'll ever meet, did an in-depth study on this and came up with under 70 cases of voter fraud. There are less. No, I can't remember. I think there was less trans athletes in the NCAA than there are, fraudulent votes over the past 40 years. So pick one to get mad at and then let the other one go.
We're focused on the hard-hitting problems that affect a very small amount of the population. Yeah. But one issue he did raise, I did not know this, we are essentially almost the only country that does not require a voter ID. But the way around that is the fact that every other country that doesn't require voter ID doesn't really require you to sign up for voting. We do. When you register to vote, that's when they verify that, you're actually legal in this country. So that is the workarounds. If anybody tells you, like, everyone in Europe, you need an ID, it's like, cool. Well, no one's here stealing your identity to go vote. They're going to buy a boat if they have your social security and mother's maiden name, but they're not putting a ballot in.
Yeah. The other way around this would be from what I can deduce, make it you have to have your real ID in order to go vote. I mean, it seems pretty easy peasy lemon squeezy to me. You can, because the whole thing with the whole SAVE Act is you have to have the original birth certificate and all that. And if you've ever changed your maiden name and all that stuff, and it's a mountain of paperwork to try and go vote, which is why they want to pass it, so we deter voters. Just use the real ID. Where's the problem with that?
Yeah. And over in Europe, it's a whole lot easier to get an ID. If you haven't gotten a real ID here yet, like, you're in for some fun, because that is a process in itself.
Yeah, even I got turned around for a real ID and told to go home and go get 2 utility bills with your name in it. I mean, it's a mess, but at least you can do it like, at your earliest convenience. Not, well, the polls are coming up, so. Yeah. Time to go get turned away because I only have 14 of the 15 pieces of information showing me who I am. It's ridiculous. It's just a voter suppression.
Well, for real voter suppression is when ICE is camped outside a voting station. But that's for another episode. You're a tired boy. I'm over here. I want to go watch some TV. Let's catch up on some Game of Thrones. So let's get it started. Tesla went to 420 last week. A week ago when we talked to you. It was 400 yesterday and it was 403 today. There was news that RBC Capital has raised its price on Tesla with their target price from $500 to $475. So they essentially expected to go up, so it bumped up a little bit. And they based that on Tesla possibly getting bought out by SpaceX. And I'm getting tired of this whole thing, like Tesla's price is going up because SpaceX is going to buy them. That's like saying Robert Downey Jr. is going to go back to doing drugs because SpaceX doesn't sell anything. Tesla does.
Yeah, no, and it's the same a-hole running both. That's like, well, instead of looking at it, what's in my left pocket, why don't you look what's in my right pocket? Just kidding. Both are filled with kiddie porn and ketamine.
Well, that's actually pretty good because they followed up their assertion that RBC said an all-stock deal with SpaceX acquiring Tesla at a premium of 20 to 30% could create, and they do love these words, operational synergies through closer collaboration in AI, proprietary chip manufacturing, megapack energy stations for data centers, and fleet management. And that's all great, but the fact is Elon owns both these effing companies. Like, there's already plenty of synergy. But the one thing that did come up to me is the fact that his share in SpaceX ever since the IPO went public is a whole lot higher than it is in SpaceX. So him buying up Tesla and having it roll in under SpaceX would means he now controls both companies because he has a much higher percentage. So if SpaceX buys Tesla, then he essentially has a bigger say in Tesla.
Yeah, I mean, at end of the day, this feels like you ever see the guy on the streets back when you're in one of those S-hole Democrat-run liberal towns. You ever see someone playing 3-card Molly? Yeah, okay. So, all right, you have follow the queen, follow the queen, follow the queen. There's still only one queen. This is all just a big shell game to me. You own all 3 cards, and then I guess you're trying to trick whoever's there, but it doesn't matter. Like, the amount of money hasn't gone up. It's just like the evaluation of it. It's ridiculous. By buying my own company, I've raised everything 30%. Like, no, nothing's changed. None of this is real. We are all in the matrix right now, and for whatever reason, we're all just buying it.
Yeah, it's essentially moving money from your savings account to your checking account, and you acquire 30% more. It's insane.
I don't know why I feel like I'm the idiot here. I feel like an insane person. Like, this is all fake. None of this is real.
As far as SpaceX buying up Tesla again is sitting at 403. SpaceX went from 170 to 153, and it's currently down to $140. So it's currently trading at less than what it was, and Honestly, with his trajectory, it's going to ruin a whole lot of 401ks later on this year.
I personally believe that was Reagan's plan to eventually have somebody take that windfall from all of our savings. But you know what? Glad it's another upstanding guy like Elon Musk.
Jesus, like the company with $140 stock is going to buy the one that's 403, and they're like, yeah, that's a smart move. Like, what the F? Like, what do these guys make? Like, they make pretty PowerPoint presentations, apparently. Like, all right, fair enough. That's what we'll ride with.
Yeah, I work with a department that pretty much does this on a regular basis. I'm like, and again, I sit there and say the same thing. I'm like, none of this is real. You are polishing turds here, and nothing has changed.
Eric, it doesn't sound like you really have that operational synergy in your workplace. So I think we should work on that, on the fusion and thinking outside of the box.
Yep, and this is why I'm not allowed in those meetings, but once a quarter.
So, let's get over to overseas. Unfortunately, the Kersh Bridge did not go down, so the champagne is going back into the fridge. It can't be just left on ice. But did you see the video of Putin showing up at the front lines?
On his spiffy new garb.
So Zelensky's always like, he's seen out there, obviously not dressed in a suit because, I don't know, he's in an effing war zone, but he's always out there touring areas. He's making these videos. So Putin had to go ahead and put something out there, and it has a video of him like walking out, and you can see kind of like the camouflage netting and everything else on top, and it's like, yeah, this is awesome. Like, the floor has acoustical tiles. Like, his uniform is brand new. Like, what he walks out to is just insane to just watch. Like, that's not the front line.
Oh, of course it was the front line. Just like it was just like he was playing the Russian national team when he scored 8 goals, and just like, he actually rode that bear like on somebody's fantasy profile from a few years ago. It was him. It was him, 100%. I don't believe your fake news.
Yeah, and the fact that he shows up at the front lines, like, the man didn't come from a background of being a really good strategist. Like, he started this war like he's currently losing. Like, all he ended up doing, he worked as a go-between the mob in St. Petersburg in the mayor's office, and he hung out on some rundown KGB post in Germany during the Cold War. Like, this is the exact same thing that our Secretary of War putting a makeup booth. Like, Putin visiting the front lines, like it's going to turn something around. Like, there'll be no change. You guys are still getting effed up.
Well, Hitler was just a struggling painter, and, he found a way to pull himself up by his bootstraps, so eat it, liberal. How do these people do this? I will never understand how this really happens. How you go from a mob associate nobody posted nowheresville to having 99% of every election you've ever had since the 90s.
I think those two are related to each other.
Speaking of Hunter Biden, the more I read into all this, the more I'm like, is crack awesome?
I keep seeing more videos from him popping up. I'm like, that guy just, honestly, he's just recovering so well. Like, kudos to him. Kudos. Like,
living the dream.
Brought on to the Democratic Party. They made a full-time, like, spokesperson.
Yeah. Him and AOC, 2028.
Before we get there, we do have to get past this war, and good news for the actual war in Ukraine is the Kremlin aide Yuri Ushakov said Trump has made the offer during the nearly 90-minute phone call with the Russian president of helping us stop this war. And honestly, it's a little case of buyer beware, because that guy already told us he would end it in 24 hours. And what are we at? 22 hours since he's taken office now?
Yeah, and I think right now we're using World Cup, so we're in overage time.
We're in extra minutes right now, over at 24 hours.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a 96-hour. We'll have this done, and right now we're in year 5, something like that.
He's been trying to stop this war already. He's like, I'm going to end any kind of aid to him. He's like, that's not helping. Now they're developing their own stuff. He's like, I'm going to yell at Zelensky for not wearing a suit. Like, entire Europe's rally behind him. Is like, threats.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, the more I read about Putin specifically and anything with this Trump deal, I get why Hunter Biden smoked crack. Yeah, like, just being on the outside, I feel wrecked enough on the inside where I'm like, so let's just screw it. Let's lose weight the old-fashioned way. I understand Hunter. We need him.
I mean, go from
Hunter would have this done in 24 hours.
that guy wouldn't sleep. It's go from shredding for a wedding, smoking for a wedding.
I love it.
So
Hunter AOC.
Yuri had some other bangers because he accused Kiev and the European allies on counting on extending and even escalating the conflict and on terrorism against civilians. And that's what they're referring to when Ukraine hits like oil refineries. Like, I don't know if any oil refineries or tank factories in Kiev, but that place gets rocked on a daily basis, well, nightly basis. And if you live in a residential building, that should be off limits. If you go to work at a place that does drones, any kind of drone components, or anything that fuels a war machine, that should be a military target. I don't know why this is so complicated.
Yeah, it's like the targeting civilians. Nobody lives on those oil refineries. It's just not, unless it's like the where the long necks go sleep for their before they get back on their 18-hour shift. Nobody's living there. But as far as you were saying, like if you live near a drone factory, you're fair game. 100% agree. As covered in Clerks with the whole general contractors on the Death Star thing, it's part of the risk of taking that job. That's part of the risk of living right next to a drone factory. Hey, it's going to get hit.
You work at the military industrial complex, like, don't be surprised. Like, oh, they're attacking us. Like, yes, you are fueling a war. Like, in order to end war, if you end supplies, war ends as well. Like, you're going to get attacked.
Yeah. Like, if you live next to the Pentagon, you should fully expect a passenger plane to, run into it every once in a while, and it may disrupt your Wi-Fi. Don't ask who did it.
Don't ask, no questions.
Yeah.
But Russia also said that its forces have taken the city of Kostyantivka. Yeah, Kostyantivka. And it's a city in Donetsk. And this is something that Ukraine is denying. And this is one of the 3 cities in Donetsk region that Russia's hoping to capture as part of their plan to control Donetsk. And it's actually, out of the 3 of them, it's the least fortified one. But the way that the Russians said, like, yeah, man, this is our city now. Like, they put up a flag inside of the one building, and they're like, look, it's a Russian flag. That means it's ours. Now we need to stop this war so we can give you back your prisoners and casualties. And Zelensky came out and he said, I didn't hear no bell. He's like, that ain't yours. And honestly, I'm with him on this one because the last time I saw a Russian flag inside of a building, it was also from a first-person view of a drone that went in and it struck down a structural member and that entire building came crashing down. So if you think that slapping up your flag inside of a building is enough, like, no. That's just something that tells the drone operators where you are.
Yeah. I didn't hear no bell is got to be one of those top 10 BMF-iest phrases ever uttered in the history of man. But yeah, no, just hanging a flag on something, it makes it yours, I guess, is the way we're going with this. I mean, granted, we probably invented that with the moon, but, I get it. So expect Ukrainian flags all over Russia as they start taking over territory soon.
Yeah, it's like you walk into like a beat down like building and you're like, yeah, man, we captured. Now we have to stop it. And it's not for a reason of us to reinforce our positions. It's to help you guys. Like, no. We're still having this thing. Like, you don't have S in this area. Like, we're going to bomb that building real quick.
All right. So going by Russian logic, then, if Ukraine takes their ridiculous drone technology they just made up out of nowhere and start dropping Ukrainian flags from those drones, wherever it is, that just becomes Ukrainian territory, right?
Yeah, then you have to stop for a little bit and you can't do anything. And yeah, that's how it is. As long as a flag is up, that's yours.
All right, fair enough. So we're playing Israeli rules. Got it.
So if we are playing those rules, it's not going to work out well for Russia, as Ukraine went ahead and developed a balloon-borne missile called DART. And it drops from, a balloon when it goes about 7 to 11 miles up, and it runs on satellite guidance until it falls about 4 miles away. Then its navigation cuts out, and a solid fuel engine carries it along a fixed course. And we talked about the Ukrainians using balloons earlier just to drop off drones, but now they're like, I don't know, what else can we attach to this thing? It's like, how about a missile? And they say that over 1,000 of them have already been spotted all over. It is because predominantly it's west to east winds. So all the winds that blow in that area, they blow towards Russia. So Ukraine just launches balloons and they migrate over. And this right here, like, they don't even have a military codification. Like, if they don't have a nomenclature name or anything else, like, that's saying your kid's qualifying for the Olympics and you're still picking out their name. Like, this is a new weapon system that's already having success, and they haven't even codified it yet.
I'm trying to figure this out. How do you pronounce the Ukrainian, whatever their dollar is? Hryvnia?
Hryvnia.
Yeah, well, say it again.
Hryvnia?
Yeah, that store over in Ukraine doing wonders again. I cannot wait to see what other fun things Zelensky finds when he goes into the second aisle. Launching missiles with balloons is so diabolically cheap. You can't say more about the guy.
Apparently, these are graphite tip missiles too, and I can't exactly talk out of it right now, but apparently graphite does a very good job of like cutting into things when it's sharpened to a point. They're dropping gigantic pencils from space.
He's literally going to the Hryvnia store or whatever you call it over there, whatever our dollar store is, and he's like, I don't know, try balloons and pencils. He's amazing. Can't say more about the honey badger.
He's like, back to school supplies. You mean F up Russia supplies? Like, you got it.
Yeah, he just cleared out a staple. And he's like, all right, guys, next we're going to be dropping color printers from the sky.
Vladimir Putin killed by a trapper keeper.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. You're like, oh, look at all this whiteout they got all over our refinery.
But as we always say, all of politics is local, and 4th of July just happened, and on top of losing to the Waffle Factory, we went ahead and had a bunch of incels from a Patriot Front march around and complain that they see too many colored people and they think they're being replaced. And honestly, the whole reasoning behind the Great Replacement theory is hilarious to me. Like, if a dude who hops a fence, has no money, has no support program, doesn't know the language, and then takes your wife, your job, and your house, like, I don't think he's to blame. I think you just suck at life.
Yeah, at some point you do have to look in the mirror and ask yourself, is it me? Which the right is not a big fan of. They're very big on pointing and not noticing those 3 fingers sticking back at themselves. But yeah, if a guy with nothing comes over with nothing and can take your job, you're the problem. It's not them. Get better.
Which one is it? Is it those dirty, lazy wetbacks? He's like, you mean the one you lost your wife to, Steve? Like, well, yeah. He's like, what about the job he took from you? He's like, yeah, that lazy SOB he took. He's like, Steve, you're not very good at this.
Yeah, no, if a lazy criminal from a different country can come over here, not speak the language, and somehow become a millionaire like they keep saying they all are, it's you. You're the problem. Maybe you're not a good enough criminal.
What was it J.D. Vance was saying? He's like, the reason housing prices are so high is because all the immigrants are buying them. Like, I thought they just picked, like, strawberries in the field. Like, how the F are they buying houses in this economy?
Yeah, nobody's buying houses. Scott Besson's dad owns them all because, all of your parents have 12 houses at retirement age. Like
15 to 17, you stupid poor.
Yeah. No, nobody bring up BlackRock, but it's definitely the one Mexican family that somehow found a way to afford a house. This is what's wrong with America.
And as far as diverting your attention elsewhere, both Mike Lee and Laura Ingraham went on, like, they're out there when they're looking at the Patriot Front. They're like, yeah, man, he's like, those people are definitely Antifa. And it's a solid argument because 6 years ago, every alpha male in a lifted truck was comparing pieces of cloth on their face to the same level of brutality as slavery. But all these guys here are, they're Antifa. And these are really like CIA level Antifa because they got the whole uniform. They're all out there. Not a shade of any kind of hair color other than brown or black out there or blonde in the bunch. They had the clothes. They got the face mask. And they also got the founder, like Thomas Rousseau, marching along with them. And they somehow have the actual website because the Patriot Front website literally said, is like, hey, man, we're marching through Washington, D.C. this weekend. And I don't know what kind of a watch list I'm on for going there, but Palantir boys, if you're listening, that it was research about why you try to find that site.
Don't listen to him. He was definitely joining in.
Just keep
We need the
forwarding my
money.
phone calls.
Yeah, we need the scratch. No, I was the one thing I will give these guys is they learned, because DC was like what, over 100 degrees this 4th of July weekend.
I know, Bucko 6.
Yeah, something like that. I read it was something, whatever it was, couldn't have paid me to be there. But you remember last time they felt all marchy and all piled into the back of a U-Haul? Yeah. They did not do that this time because I think it was Philly went and just padlocked them in at one point last time they did this. Could you imagine? Whoever did that would have been charged with murder. Like, from everything I read, you could chew the air in DC this weekend. A bunch of American Nazis somehow cooking to death in what essentially becomes a giant oven of a U-Haul truck. Oh, Oscar Wilde couldn't write this kind of irony.
Then Jerry come back with the verdict. Is like, I ain't seen nothing.
Yeah. Brought to you by Masterlock.
He's free to go. Do it again.
Honestly, couldn't wish anything better for those virgins. Don't worry, you 40-year-old failures. One day you'll just realize you're in the closet, and you'll be much happier once you come out.
Brown people are evil, and I hate spicy things.
Yeah. Oh, why is this ketchup so spicy?
No, I don't. Language, I can barely speak this one.
No, I don't want Chipotle mayonnaise. I want the real stuff.
Just the white ones.
Speaking of mayonnaise, on June 14th, Mitch McConnell fell in his home and has not been heard of since. According to hospital, I know, my nipples are getting hard just reading it. According to hospital reports, an ambulance arrived at his home for a cardiac emergency. CPR was performed to an unconscious person before rushing old Mitchie to the nearest hospital. The event was so serious that his wife of 32 years, Elaine Chow, effed off to China 3 days later, also not to be heard from again, but did have her office give a canned answer about important meetings and blah, blah, blah and such. So, seems legit.
Did you hear what Marjorie Taylor Greene said about this?
No. I heard something about starting a third party, and I just skipped to next.
The Republican Party is all campaigning against communism right now. What about Elaine Chao? What are we going to call out? A possible communist Chinese spy right there. Like, she is trying to get back into the tinfoil crew so hard.
Yeah, I'm going to refer to that as Shane Gillising, where you've had your position, you've made some money, and now you're trying to get back to the other side because you know how this wave's going to turn out. Now, many are speculating that McConnell has, in fact, kicked the bucket already, which, opening up a hell mouth to swallow him back to where he came from, would be a pretty good explanation for our recent heat wave. However, the real scrutiny comes from a fun little Kentucky piece of legislature that says in the event of, this case, the senator's death, the governor gets to select the replacement, and with a special election, but it'll be a little too close, so they'll probably just let it happen for the standard one in November. Andy Beshear is a Democrat.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, right now, like, they should all be Democrats. Like, they're not buying Tennessee whiskey. Like, nothing in the South is being bought. Like, the farmers are getting screwed. Like, I don't know how you can still wake up in the morning and be like, well, time to host the old Trump flag. Like, because I have nothing else to do because no one's buying my effing crops.
Yeah, so this would be... So the governor being able to select McConnell's replacement until 2028, till midterms in 2026, would be a hell of a reason to hide Mitch McConnell already being dead. But I've seen Weekend at Bernie's way too many times to let this tomfoolery get the best of me.
I've been seeing a bunch of, like, articles on it. Like, one DJ was doing, like, something. He's like, Mitch McConnell's dead. And, like, Republican outrage. I'm like, these guys, they're outraged about everything, bunch of snowflakes. But is he dead or not? Like, I heard something like they talked to him.
Okay, so, despite a couple of canned answers from McConnell's office about resting, recuperating, blah, 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 nobody has physically seen or heard from McConnell directly up until this morning, supposedly. And Republicans are cool with that until yesterday, when rubber-faced racist Laura Loomer dropped a bomb proclaiming her sources in the White House, telling her Mitch McConnell is brain dead and homie ain't coming back.
Her and MTG both be like using this for clout? Be like, Mitch dead is like, we got to talk about this and make crazy things. Like, I don't know, his wife's a spy. Like, Loomer's like, oh, he's a vegetable dead.
I don't know, because Marge has done so much damage that, I don't care that you had signed on for the for Massey's petition. There's no coming back from that. Loomer, however, I don't know. Her face doesn't move, so it's hard to gauge if she's lying or not. And honestly, just kind of tough to look at.
Did you see the one video where she's like in a bar, like trying to hit on one dude? He's like,
oh yeah, of course, of course. Pumpkin head of her sitting on that shoulder, and that was before all those surgeries to ruin it even farther. Like, it's like having a smart car, and then to fix it, you set it on fire.
There's one way to fix it.
It's I try my hardest not to make fun of people's appearances. That broad's hard to look at.
Listen, if she was born that way, I'd feel bad about it. But you literally paid money for that disgusting gargoyle face. Like, that's open season.
Yeah, no, that's money that could have been, put towards breast augmentation. But you were like, no, destroy my head.
It's empty on the outside. It's disgusting on it's empty on the inside, disgusting on the outside. Like, you're investing in a lost cause, lady.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was Bill Burr or Greg Giraldo, but he had this line. He was like, that clown mask you had welded to your face? Like, why? Why would you do this? Now, I know you listeners are sitting there, most likely in your car, hearing about Mitch McConnell maybe being dead, fully erect. But remember, Laura Loomer is a trash monster who may or may not have let an 80-year-old pedophile give her a subpar wienering, so let's not pretend it's Ted Koppel reporting this just yet. However, enough eyebrows were raised from that report that out of nowhere this morning, prolapsed anus Scott Jennings, who you may see getting dunked on CNN pretty much daily, reported that he had almost a 20-minute phone call with Mitch McConnell just this morning and talked about Iran, Ukraine, the unfolding situation in Maine, his visit to the TR Presidential Library, and even a little about Senate history, which seems totally legit for a guy who's been MIA for 3 weeks. Not to say anybody associated with Mitch McConnell would ever have a devious intentions to defraud the American people or anything like that. Am I right?
What's happening in Maine?
Plattner, the guy looking to go head-to-head with Susan Collins, now has like a credible sexual assault thing from early 2000s or something. I don't know. My life sucks enough right now. I can't start looking to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
So is he now switching over to Republican Party? Now he's your front runner?
Yeah. Now he's just going to get put into head of department.
Yeah. Kids, but we're voting for him back.
You're grabbing him against their will guy too, huh? I knew I smelled winter all over you.
Let's give you a quick update to send you off as far as an update on what's happening with the pool. Repairs in the pool are still being billed as somebody wearing stealth camouflaged from Antifa who made 300 feet of cuts in an uncuttable pool liner while avoiding any of the cameras in the area, and they went ahead and just gave the bid to someone else. And the first time we gave a bid out to someone, we used the whole hey man, we don't have time to get bids. We got to do this right away because 4th of July is coming. Now we went ahead and gave a contract to fix the original pool that went bad not even 2 weeks to the same guy. What? Why?
Hey, you know what? You know what? Not even mad. I thought Paul Bearer had died like a decade ago, but it turns out he's still here accepting no bid contracts. So you know what? Way to hustle, buddy. Way to hustle. Can't wait to do this again.
We went from $1 million to I think, what was it, $14 million? And now we're going to do repairs on a $14 million contract?
Almost.
I was saying 4, not the other word. We're doing the repairs it's not even under warranty. What kind of an Antifa ninja gets past every camera?
Okay. All right. Let's pause here. Gentleman's bet, and I'll let you choose. This next job that they're going to do on the reflecting pool, over or under another $14 million?
Ooh, you know what? I'm going to say they're not that greedy and say 10. I'm even picking a number, under 10.
Brother, you better just go ahead and send me that dollar now. If you think there's a chance they already saw they could go from 1 million to 14 million. This is going to be minimum $22 million job now to fix it.
No. I think this right here is going to say that this man was able to deliver on time and under budget until Antifa destroyed it, and then he timely repaired it. So now he's in charge of repairing every pool everywhere that the government ever owned.
So I'm assuming you accept.
Yeah.
All right, $1 bet. You heard it here, listeners. I'm saying over 14 million for round 3, and he's saying under.
No, I'm saying the grift is going to continue elsewhere, and you use this to sell it to the MAGA faithful that this guy's actually good, and you get all your money elsewhere.
Yeah, and I'm specifically saying the reflecting pool itself is going to be over $14 million to repair what Antifa did.
You, sir, have been wrong before, and you will be again, but it's all right. Our guy is already saying that we're going to have a new granite helicopter landing pad, and it's being built on the White House South Lawn to accommodate a fleet of more powerful presidential helicopters. And yeah, it's that's exactly what we need on the White House grounds. And this is actually going to cost between 5 and 6 million. But he says it's being completely funded by Sikorsky, which I found out is a subsidiary of Lockheed Martin and is also the maker of Marine One helicopters. And they just updated these things during Biden's presidency, the new helicopters. But Sleepy Joe had no idea how powerful these things were because Trump came out and said that the new helicopters generate so much power during landing that they have caused damage to the White House lawn. And if there's anyone who knows how to damage a White House lawn, it's that guy.
Yeah, there's before our savior showed up, there was way too much grass around this stupid lawns. Like when all this could be seating like a Panera or more gaudy BS. God, why are we doing this?
Because half the country's mentally retarded.
Oh, well, I guess we can say that now. That's right. The president says it. Okay.
Yeah. You wanna stop laughter or whatever Elon was complaining about?
Yeah, slam it.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, this also includes about $875K extra to speed up construction because they want to have it again ready in time for something that's going to take place. And they say it's a state visit, and some people have speculated as Xi Jinping, who's Trump invited to the White House. Honestly, they could have my tax money. Sikorsky doesn't need to pay for it. But I want to make sure that there are cameras. Like Trump walks in, Xi Jinping, into the little, the gift shop that he has set up in the White House, and he starts trying to get him to try on MAGA hats. And Xi Jinping just looks at him like a parent looks at a child who's eating paint.
Oh no, this is that's China, right? That's the guy who's running China. Nah, they would have looked at that baby and tossed that thing right over the bridge. And they're like, screw it, we'll do better on the second try. Like the reflecting pool.
Girl.
Yeah.
But just to rehab and rehash everything, we have plenty of money to send smart bombs to kill children in Palestine. We can fund a larger class of ships in an age where drones are coming out. We can redo a pool liner at least 2 times. We don't know if a second time's going to work or Antifa is going to, again, go ahead and knife it up. We can pave over Rose Garden. We can build a gaudy addition in the White House. You put a name on the Kennedy Center, take it back down. We're currently trying to build an arch to block the view of the Arlington Cemetery, but we don't have time to pass a bill to help lower house prices for average Americans and to feed less fortunate kids in schools. Like, where are the priorities of his presidency?
But mostly in his back pocket.
It's cool. I've started the Trump accounts where each one of your stupid kids gets $1,000.
Yep. And we're going to invest that money for you in proven winners because I know winners because I've bankrupted 2 casinos.
Yeah. I'm also going to buy some of that stock before I buy those proven winners, and I'm going to make more wealth because everyone's doing it, but it's cool. I didn't take a presidential salary, so you guys are making out like bandits.
Yep. We're going to be investing this in... We're going to reopen Trump ties and steaks and airline and everything else that failed, and your money's gone. It's going directly in his pocket. So thanks. Appreciate you.
Technically, he is a good businessman in that regard. He has taken all of our tax dollars to himself.
Yeah. I mean, some people call that corruption, but yeah, let's call it business. Mike Johnson over here.
Honestly, he's playing with cheat codes. the founding fathers never expected this to happen. And I'm going to be watching that Larry David thing on your HBO account. So did you hear about that show that came out?
I heard about it, have not looked into it yet.
Started watching the first episode before it was kicked in, and they're at the signing, and it's Larry David talking about a bunch of like provisions in the Declaration of Independence. He's like, yeah, and if you forget to bring your own umbrella, like you shouldn't be able to get somebody else's umbrella. Like, he's like, you literally want to put that in our Declaration of Independence? He's like, yeah.
You know, if only we had the time machine to go back and really harden up a handful of these rules that they jotted down. We could be in a completely different situation right now. But
Family Guy episode, he's like, what do you think about the Second Amendment? He's like, oh, well, what do you think? It's like bear arms, and it's a picture of a bear on the wall. He's like, everybody should have the right to bear arms. He's like, how could that get misconstrued?
One day, I did get to have that Iran nuclear talk with my ultra right wing boss.
Did we win yet?
And asked him straight up. I was like, why can't we just let him have it? Like, why not? I think honestly, every country should have it. More good countries with nuclear weapons will keep us all safer than the bad guys with nuclear weapons, right? So I went into the whole like the Second Amendment thing, and then got into it. I was like, all right, so taking your logic about we can never let them have this, what about gun ownership? Nope, kid, shall not be infringed. I'm like, all right, fair enough. So it's not a logic thing. Good to know.
I mean, Kim Jong-un has had nukes for a while, and no one's effing with him because he can F back real hard. Like, if people have these nukes, it's a deterrent. Like, if Ukraine kept theirs, guess where Putin wouldn't be? Anywhere close to Ukraine.
Buddy, I'm not unconvinced Ukraine has a nuclear weapon, like, being made in the process right now. Probably from balloons and stuff.
We talked about this. The UK sold them a bunch of enriched uranium for nuclear power plants.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. And I can't wait for it. Couldn't have no better guy.
Do not come, but we will come on Thursday again, and we are back. I don't think there's any big vacations up, and we missed you guys. Thanks to all the new subscribers, and to the Palantir crew. Thank you for your hard work. Keep watching us, and catch us on your local, what's it called, Flock Cam. I'm Alex Midway.
And I'm Eric Halsey.
Daddy, chill.
Later, Gators.